Yeah, there you go. Yeah, yeah.
Wait, he reversed it. All right, everybody, welcome back to Dead Spot Podcast. We got a special guest with us today, Mr. Big Steppin, my guy, Jordan Gomes. You know what I'm saying? What's going on with you, my guy?
Man, we out here, we big stepping, we enjoying life, man. We just doing everything that need to be done.
All right, bro. So before we get into everything that's you, bro, we got to start with our team, bro. You know, we from the city. Got to start with our Niners. Shout out to the Niners though for repping the Big Steppin. They've been repping all season. They've been consistent. We rocking with them, but we just took a bad loss this week.
Man, bad loss.
How you feeling off that?
Well, you know the phrase is still winning. That's my catchphrase. That's my slogan. That's my lifestyle. You know, still winning ain't just about you always winning. Sometimes you got to take some losses to recalibrate to go into what you need to do. Now we analyze and not loss. What happened? A special teams error, mishap, fell asleep. How many turnovers we had? Like 4 or 5? Some crazy. Four, yeah, something like that. And then on top of that, you know, how you only lost by 7. So how you gonna lose? How you gonna win a game? Somebody scoring you on special teams. You got upwards of 4 or 5 turnovers. So like when I look at that and I analyze that, I see the silver lining. We had probably the worst game we had all year. You know what I mean? And in that, we only lost by 7 to a rival. You know what I mean, in that house. So when I look at that, we still in full form. No Debo. You know what I'm saying? Running backs is banged up. You know what I mean? Mitchell still went crazy. He still had a cool game. Was productive. And, you know, George Kittle, he's finding his form. 5 straight games with touchdown. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's looking beautiful. So even if we might have lost a game by 7 to our rival, they're not making the playoffs anyway, regardless. We still in the playoff hunt. We in that 7th spot, and I'm confident we gonna play the Packers again, especially if we heating up. You know what I'm saying?
We could get the Packers, bro. Then you gotta look at too, like first drive of the game, they do the fake punt, go for the touchdown. Like they was really treating this like they was their Super Bowl. They was pulling out the stop. So like, yeah, but looking forward to the Bengals. How you feel about us this week?
Oh man, it's dope. It's Big Stepper versus Big Stepper. We got a whole bunch of big stepping going on. The 49ers playing the Bengals. I believe it's in Cincinnati. So it's gonna be interesting to see the dynamic. I want the Niners to win, but I want Joe Mixon to have a great game at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And if it all goes right, I hope him and Debo damn near have a big stepping battle. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be mad at that.
That'd go crazy.
Yeah, definitely would go crazy. But I think we go ahead.
No, you good.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think the Niners run game is definitely gonna prevail. Big play actions happening. You know what I'm saying? When they got into that final drive, when they end up getting shut down on the goal line, I saw one thing that was huge was them play actions was eating them up, and I was like, damn, should have been doing that the whole game. Jimmy G was confident, but I see that happening against the Bengals. Bengals D is cool, but you see what they did against the Chargers yesterday, high power offense. When it, or last week when they ran into that type of offense, it's like they can't really like handle that. So it's gonna be dope. But I can't. Hey, Joe Mixon, if you watch this, big step for me one time.
Got to keep doing the big stepping, man. And hey, I got you on my fantasy team too. So, bro, this is a win-win situation.
Oh,
you getting into the end zone a few times, we get the big stepping. Everybody wins, my guy.
Facts.
But before we move on from the Niners, I gotta ask, because everybody come on and ask, how you feel about Jimmy G, bro? Where Jimmy G move?
Jimmy G is like a mixed bag. Like people say he's a game manager. I don't see that because he makes big plays. But I think it's like one of them situations. Like you got to pick your poison. And the fact of the matter is, he's gonna make some plays, but he's gonna have a lot of turnovers. Now I believe he got like 10 or 11 interceptions, 10 or 11 turnovers, something like that. That's equivalent to Tom Brady. But Tom Brady got what 34 touchdowns.
Right.
So it's like you got to be like, damn, like. Okay, he got the same amount of turnovers as Tom Brady, but Tom Brady is producing at a different level. I think we kind of hard on Jimmy G, and I think we can't put all the games on him, but it has been times where it's like, damn, bro, what are you doing? Like you making it hard. You making it hard on us. So, I'm mixed about it. I don't think like Trey Lance is ready to lead the offense, but I think like Jimmy G being right here right now, I feel like he could still lead us to the promised land. He already led us to the Super Bowl before. I feel like this is a better team than that. We just having a rough year, a lot of injuries, and I feel like it's gonna be a good grooming for Trey Lance. You know what I mean? So I want them to have a great season, but eventually the reality's got to kick in for me. That maybe that Aaron Rodgers, Kaepernick situation, they tried to do it too early, or excuse me, Alex Smith Kaepernick situation that happened back in like 2012. So man, I got faith in them. If you playing on the Niners, I got faith. But at the end of the day, you gotta prove why you should be out there. So
Right. Because the thing about Jimmy with me, bro, is always like like you said, he not phony.
Yeah, he not.
He cool. It's just that like if shit not going good,
He not gonna make it better.
Right, he not that difference maker like Russell Wilson, A-Rod. Like if other shit going wrong, if this player hurt, they could make some special shit happen. Jimmy ain't got he need the shit to be happening. Kittle need to be where he need to be. This player need to be like, if everything's moved, like you said, the year we got to the Super Bowl, we was rolling, we was clicking. The run game was crazy. Kittle was crazy. The defense
was high powered.
So it's like with everything clicking, he good enough to get there. But it's just, bro, we need somebody that when shit going wrong, bro, you can still make some shape.
And it's crazy because people might not agree, but this Niners team on paper is probably better than the Niners team that we had before that went to the Super Bowl. But that team was more cohesive.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's like I feel like once we was in our emotion, but them injuries, feel me? Yeah. Debo is a huge difference maker in this. Why? Because you don't put the whole bulk of the offense on Jimmy G to make a play now. Right. Now it's Debo's letting it off. He's taking some of the slack, and he's going to run for whatever he run for. And then now the defense is focused on that. Then play actions, tearing them up.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, we'll see. I do think we're going to make the playoffs. Like you said, bro, if we could get the Packers or if we could find a way to get the Cowboys, I think we could be cool. I don't really want to see the Bucks only because they got the best run defense, and that's what we do.
Exactly. I don't want to see them at all.
And if we get the 7th seed, bro, if we win that first game, we'll play the Cardinals in the second round. I think we might could get them, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely.
I'm not too worried about that. So hopefully, the 7 might work out for us. But we'll see.
We just need them to go into the playoffs hot. Like, whatever they do this game, hopefully they win. But we need them to go into the playoffs on a streak. Maybe even if they lose that game right before the playoffs or they drop one to the Titans or Bengals, that might be okay. As long as they come in rolling and they come in healthy, I feel like they up there with the best of them.
Okay. So we had to touch on the Niners, man. It was only right.
Yeah, we still love y'all, but y'all got to get it together. Come on.
Fix it, bro. We asking for you know what I'm saying? We out here going to these games. Dude got season tickets. Like it's just like I'm trying to see some wins, bro.
And we got to be able. And I feel like the Niners, like Debo is special. Like he's probably the top receiver, one of the top athletes in the game right now. He's on this Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara. But when there's situations where he might be injured or might not be able to play, we got to insert that Brandon Ayuk. We got to insert that person that can do that. You know what I'm saying? Even maybe some crazy shit. You might give Trey Lance a whirl on doing some crazy run stuff like that, and then open up those those runs that they do off the wing, and then turn it to a pass or something like that. I don't know. Be creative. Just don't. I don't know. You got to switch it up because it was working for him real good.
Figure something out, bro.
Man, for sure.
That's all we ask. Figure it out. Get into the playoffs, and let's just see. And it's a single elimination tournament. Shit, we'll see what happens.
Exactly.
But listen, my guy. So listen, first thing we want to get into, as far as you go, man, we done heard the story. Well, I done heard the story. I don't know if people heard the story about you pursuing your music, you know what I'm saying? Like really taking it full stride, quitting your job, things like that. Like, let's get into that. Like, what led to that? Like, what?
All right. So I was in college at St. Mary's. I had just graduated, got my BS in neuropsychology. Then same week that happened.
Okay, say that again. You got your degree in what?
A BS in neuropsychology.
Daddy, boy, ain't just doing the big Steppin shit. He doing the school shit.
Of course, man. You got to get one of them like air horns on here, like.
Angie, we need the look. You feel me? We need the sound effect. That was some shit. Okay.
Come on, Angie.
Had to make sure we said that. That was some cool shit. Okay, keep going with your story. My fault.
Yeah. So the same week I graduated, I was in a movie, Last Black Man in San Francisco. So all of this good stuff is going on for me. I end up during the summer, I'm still making music. I dropped a song called Shake, or I had a song called Shake Out. I do a challenge, it's going up. Then I drop a song called Out That Window, drop the video, that's going up. So in this span, like I'm seeing my career rising. At the same time, I'm selling merch. So when I'm at work, I'm the majority of the time I'm there. If I'm not helping somebody when I was at work, I'm doing public relations, and a lot of it was community service based or like just customer service based. A lot of the times, either I find myself with a lot of dead time where I'm just not doing nothing or
Right.
trying to find opportunities for a company, and or I'm just chilling. I'm like, damn, like I'm like I could do. I'm trying to find opportunities for them when I need to be putting this into myself, putting this work into me. So I had an opportunity to go travel out the country for the movie. Shout out to Joe Talbot, shout out to Jimmy Fails. Everybody went with us. Gonna Goes Global, Ace, everybody, So when they gave us that opportunity, I'm like, man, I got to go do it. So I hit my job, and at first I was kind of asking them, and simultaneously when I was asking them, I was like, damn, I kind of need a raise. I got this degree. I
Yeah.
went through my probationary period, even though I had been working there for 2-3 years, and they was working with me, and they was like, my boss had told me, he's like, you're not worth what you asking for, and I was like, damn. So I had went on this trip. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Real story. And my boss is black too, so I was like, damn, that's hella crazy. So feel me? I go on this trip, and when I on this trip, I find out we in Switzerland, then we go to Paris. On this trip, I'm reading a book, the things you need to do before you quit your job. You know what I'm saying? So I get like 9 pages in on the trip, and during this trip, I'm like, man, my boss was right and wrong. You know what I mean? I wasn't worth what I was asking for because
Right.
I was worth way more than that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it just showed me how they treated us, how they were showing us love and everything. So when I came back like that Tuesday and Wednesday, I came back on like Sunday, went to work, and then Tuesday and Wednesday I went on a lunch break. I went on a long lunch break. Feel me? I couldn't stand really being there. So during my lunch break, Thrasher is in San Francisco. The
Yeah.
CEO of Thrasher invited me to the warehouse. So when I was at the warehouse, I'm looking around, I'm seeing this extensive stuff. I was doing merch at the time. You have a warehouse for merch in San Francisco. You're talking about buying $1 million buildings. You take me through the Thrasher office, and I see all these people in this company that have been here for 30, 40 years. So if you see that, I seen that after I just came out of the country. So whole bunch of new experiences. It was almost like the universe was telling me, bro, fuck whatever else you got going on, just take this leap. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I asked the Thrasher dude, and he was telling me like, nah, don't quit your job. Tony, he's the head of Thrasher. He's like, don't quit your job, don't quit it. So my boss called me like right after I leave, and he like, where are you? You're taking lunch too long. We having a conversation, having a discussion. He ended up kind of raising his voice on me. I mean, he kind of cussing me out, and he hung up in my face. Once he hung up in my face, I never went back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the rest is history. Now we right here, we big stepping. Don't get me wrong, it's been a long road. I had went through financial situations trying to figure it out. I ain't just spend my last dollar. I went into debt to get to where I'm at right now. But luckily, if I made it was all worth it because I was able to prevail. Now I got 4 thriving businesses: music, acting, merchandise, as well as my drink O2 juice. And now we getting in the stores, and everything is beautiful.
So then, okay, so you quit your job,
Yeah,
you going at it like you said, you didn't get into debt. So it was there any points where it's like, so we got to talk to people through this because it's people that's going through what you went
yeah,
through at this current moment. So it's like, was there times where it's like, shit, man, I fucked
man.
up. Like I need to, like I made the wrong decision. Like, was you ever feeling like you, or was you just always like, nah, I'm all in?
I was always all in. I had to believe in myself, but it was like I was learning lessons as I was doing it. I was
Right.
learning money management. I was learning what type of people I should be around. And in the midst of that, a lot of people that I started with when I did quit my job, yeah, they might be friends. Some people I don't even talk to no more. And I had to learn about energy. It was at times where feel me, just to make my rent, I had to be like, well, I wouldn't say that. It would be times where like I would have to ask people for money at certain times, and it's like I would always pay them back. Uh, I'm kind of putting on thick. I was hustling, so it's like it might have been a situation where I was more so asking for opportunity to do certain things. You know what I mean? And I had to step out of my comfort zone in order to secure some certain things at times. But the reality of it is, if I could do it all over again, I would. But if I could advise anybody, I would say, look, be strategic in how you do it. You know what I mean? Mine was off of energy. You know what I mean? Mine was off of I'm in a moment. I was living in a moment where I was in one of the biggest independent films in San Francisco, just graduated college,
Yeah.
had one of the hottest songs out at the time
Yeah.
and a good movement. I used the momentum to project me into quitting my job.
Right.
Now I understand momentum. You got to ride that momentum and keep going. You know what I'm saying? I didn't ride it as good as I should have, but I still rode it to the point to where I'm here now. And I would advise anybody, if you're gonna quit your job, stack some paychecks up. You feel me? Cut out the eating out, cut out the going out, maybe for like 6 months.
Yeah.
Stack that up, all that extra money, pay your bare necessities. Don't buy hella clothes, don't buy hella extra stuff just for 6 months, and then have a cushion so that when you could go do your thing, the
Right.
reality of it is you got something to fall back on. You don't got to dip into your savings. You don't got to be like me and be damn near like, damn, did I was questioning myself for sure. I was doubtful, but I never gave up. That's the thing about me. You know what I mean? I went through every emotion with it. I'll be laying in the bed, damn near to tears, like, did I really make the right decision? You know what I mean? It's like and I'm gonna be honest, it's kind of harder when you're trying to do stuff the right way. You know what I
Right.
mean? You know what I mean? So it's like, you like, damn, am I really messing up? And I had to get rid of a lot of habits. You know what I mean? That's why now I picked up the working out, picked up the eating healthy. Because the story of being an entrepreneur, when you're doing stuff on your own, the reality of it is you're gonna be up a lot. Like I done had 24 to 36 hour regular work days where it's just like you up, you know what I mean? And you gotta be up because you have to do everything. It was days where I had a show, I had to go do something, shoot a skit or work on a script. Then I had to go make and deliver O2 juice or sell it at an event, or
Yeah.
oftentimes sell the juice at events that I was doing while I also was selling merch. You know what I mean? So it's like it's like think of working 4 separate jobs all at once. And
Right.
man, it was stressful, but eventually I laid the groundwork for it. Feel me? It's moving smoothly, and now we at the part where we can expand. I got a team now. Shout out to my team; they got my back. And at the end of it, I would never do it any way different because everything I went through prepped me for right now. So now, when I'm in the studio and they say, and I just have like an 8 hour session, and then I got to go do a mixer to meet a whole bunch of DJs, and they say, "Hey, Lil John in the studio, he want to do a session with you." It's not, damn, I'm gonna go to sleep. I've been in here for like 12 hours. It's come on, let's hop in there. You know what I mean? I done did, I done worked harder for less. Shit like that.
That's real gems, bro. Because I mean, you touched on just so much right there. Like,
I know I was talking for hella long, my
no, I
bad.
mean, no, that was all good shit. So you
Yeah.
touched on the feel me the doubt, but not giving up. Like that's big because a lot of people, I don't know, bro. When you look at it, people be like, "Oh man, I'm doubting myself. Like I'm down." Like it ain't nothing wrong with having the doubt, but it's like what you do in response
Mhm.
to that. So like you keep fighting, you keep going, you working all of these different things. That's big, but also showing just like you said, like you got to do all of the different part. Working 4 jobs
Exactly.
in one. A lot of people look at like if you just look at you, bro, be like, "Oh man, he doing this thing right now. He in the movie. He doing this." Ain't
Man,
nobody looking at you up in the studio late night. They just seeing you with the picture with Lil John on Instagram. It ain't
exactly.
who knows how long you've been there, who knows what you was doing before. So just to
Mhm.
kind of just touch into that a little bit, it's all good shit for people to know because it's a grind. Like
It's for
being,
sure a
being
grind.
an entrepreneur, like people are like, oh, I want to quit my job and be an entrepreneur. You're gonna work harder for yourself. It might be
Man.
more rewarding, but you're gonna have to be willing to put that work
Yeah, and it is definitely rewarding. I agree. Like today, all I did was chill today. I relaxed because I didn't necessarily have to do anything. But that don't mean like this past couple weeks I ain't been working, like going to the studio at almost every time I go to the studio, it's a 12-hour session. Then wake up in the morning, work out for 3 hours. Then after that, go have meetings, do this, do that. So it's definitely a constant work. But when you do I could do stuff like, I don't feel like meeting with anybody today. I'm a chill. So, and I just want to encourage people, don't give up on yourself. The best thing, it's like you got to look at it like a movie. And any movie you watch, like any movie where there's like action or adventure, the movie is never, oh, we started life off and then we went and did something and then, oh, it just, everything was good. The
in.
movie would be 10 minutes if it was like that. Because
Right,
you feel me? You got to look at your life as the movie and it might feel longer, but the reality of it is you got your beginning, you got your rise in action, your conflict. Feel me? You got your climax, whatever you do, and most likely on the end, usually ends good. So look at your life as that movie, and it's like if it was just all perfect, it would be boring. You wouldn't have a story to tell. I
right.
mean, and the success wouldn't feel as good.
kind of like if you ain't never felt sadness, how could you really know what joy is? Like,
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm hella appreciative. I was just running before I locked in with you, and I'm on a treadmill, and I'm just like, damn, man, I'm appreciative of the little things. You know what I mean? I was just in the gym, and I saw a dude, he was in a wheelchair, and it's like, I hear people complain all the time, like, damn, I got to go work out. And he would just love the opportunity to get to work out how somebody else would, you know? So it's just like, I mean, I was like, damn, I'm appreciative of stuff like that. So you got to appreciate the struggle. It might sound weird. And when people always say that, I used to watch the motivational videos like, fall in love with the process. I'm like, man, that shit corny, but you got to,
yeah,
because all the greats, all they do is like, they love making the stuff. It's not, it don't even be about the after party. It's the, like, they be like, man, I love the grind of it. I love doing it. And eventually I'm at the point where when I get into the studio, I be happy to record. When I get on set, I be happy to record. When people drink my juice, I'd be happy they got that expression. When we get in the hoodies together and come up with the ideas, I'd be happy to do it and everything. You know what I'm saying? So
so it's like, so the next question would be, because like, bro, I've been knowing you for a long time now. We went to
yeah,
high school together and all the shit. You always been like a upbeat person, like up
got
tempo.
to.
Like, I ain't really seen you too many times, bro, and you wasn't like in a good
Oh
damn.
yeah.
You feel me? So it's like that. So touch on just like, bro, where did that come from? Just like just the happiness that you got within, bro, and then two, bro. After you touch on that, then touch on how did you get into the movie? Like, where did that come from, and like, how did you even get into the Last Black Man?
Okay, for sure, man. Just
First
want
touch
to
on
say
this. What'd you say?
it was a pleasure to go to high school with you. You was lit. I love you, man. You was hilarious. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that was dope. But at the end of the day, it's our attitude. You know what I mean? You know, me, I went to school for neuropsychology, but I also had a track in social psych. Social psych is humanism and positive psychology. How can you find the good things out of life? How can you make life better? Reason why I did that, middle school, feel me? 12 years old, I'm depressed, wearing black all day. I'm living in the point I live in Hunters Point when at the time they were saying this was one of the worst neighborhoods, but I'm going to Cathedral School for Boys, one of the best schools. So I'm in a duality, and I'm like, I'm not understanding what's happening. And I'm just like, damn, I had bad eczema. You see I'm smooth right now, but my skin is bad. You feel me? The ladies didn't want to talk to me. Life wasn't good. And I found my habits to keep me up. I'm my grandma, feel me, she was on drugs, feel me. My grandpa, he was on drugs. My uncle overdosed 3 years ago. It's just a long lit line. My mom was the first person who wasn't indulging. So I'm the first generation who, feel me, didn't indulge in all this stuff. So seeing all this stuff for me to be where I'm at right now, and then on top of that, me to not be incarcerated like many of my friends have, me to not be dead. I knew when I went to these schools, what did I have in common with these people, and what did I have in common with the people in my neighborhood? I had the intelligence, I had the like common sense, I had the know-how, the ability, the survival instincts of my neighborhood. And you know, everybody who come from where we come from, we geniuses, we just don't get the opportunity. And
Oh,
now I had the opportunity that a lot of people who a lot of times a lot of people was better than me at sports, more intelligent, but I knew that I had this opportunity. So I always said, you know what, as long as I got this opportunity, I'm gonna be happy where I'm at, and I'm gonna work hard for it. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of people, a lot of things is going on in their personal life, and they not appreciative of the opportunities they got. It's hard to be happy where you going somewhere every day and you hate being there. Like me, I was happy to go because that meant, or I'm learning some new stuff. Feel me? We eating good food. I'm going back home. I'm having fun outside. And then on top of that, I'm going to these people houses from my school, and they're literally the biggest and best houses you could go to in San Francisco.
right.
Think of every weekend you get to go see a mansion. Your mood's gonna change pretty fast. You know what I'm saying? But then at the same time, you're in the hood and you enjoying that. You going to the parties. You having fun with your friends. You work. You doing the playing basketball, playing football outside. So I had a good balance of it, and I feel like I could see people getting sucked down. I didn't know it at the time, but I could see the elements of the environment sucking people down. And you have to stay optimistic and positive, because if you look at your circumstances, a lot of times San Francisco's not hella bad, but it's definitely a big deficit and a big depreciation when you go from neighborhood to neighborhood. When you just look around, if you get sucked in by the environment, then you'll never make it. But if you believe and think above yourself, feel me, you're gonna get to where you're thinking. So, that's where it come from, just being happy where I'm at, being happy to be able to work out, to be able to live life, you know what I'm saying? So when I come to school every day, or I would come, even when I go to the studio now, it's like, even if I'm in a bad mood, I try to still be on that, you know what, let me just be appreciative of where I'm at. It's not every day. I have my moments, you know what I mean? But so, I'm only human, but yeah, and then I feel like that mindset translated to getting in the movie. I was in New Orleans at Loyola. Everything was going well. I started having some health issues. Wasn't taking care of my skin. Was stressed out. Wasn't taking care of everything. Dropped out. Failed. I was doing bad. Came back. I was selling shoes at Macy's. I'm saying, no shade to anybody selling shoes, but I knew that's not what I wanted to do. I had to help moms out. Then eventually I was like, what do I want to do in my life? I was like, man, I want to act. And that just led me into Jimmy and Joe's room at the time. It's kind of like a basement type thing. And I'm there with Nat Talbot, OG Javon, we went to school with, and I just was persistent. They was like, hey, we're going to use, Jimmy and Joe was like, we need to use the room for a minute. We were in there recording. And I was like, what y'all need it for? Or they saying we practicing our movie. And I said, a movie? I'm like, man, y'all got to let me read. I got to be in that. And since that moment, I was persistent all the way until my last audition to that I need to be in this movie. You know what I'm saying? And it worked out for me now, you know what I'm saying? Getting great auditions right now, writing movies and everything. And once some more, hopefully we get another, or when we have our next conversation on the podcast, I can be telling you about some opportunities I'm working to secure right now. So that'll be dope.
Okay, yeah, because bro, I mean, everything you got going, bro, is amazing. Like I said, bro, we went from where we was at in high school, bro. Like you said, from where we come from, just like how, like when you look back at it, bro. Like you said, we was at the private, because we went to private school together, bro. So I same shit, going to these people's houses, bro. It's hella fun. We doing hella shit. Then you go back to the hood. It's just as fun. It's just different.
Different, yeah.
We having water fights outside. We at Jolie. We here there. It's cool. But like, was it ever tough for like with the people back home in the hood? Like, was they ever like, oh, you think you better? Like, was it ever like that? Like, oh, you think you did they ever give you shit for being like you
Of
went to
course.
private school?
We
Like,
from San Francisco. I went to all boys school. They were saying like, oh, you gay, you know what I'm saying? You going there and doing this, and that. It would be tough too, because I would be going to people's houses and they living room would be bigger than my house. And on top of that, they dads would be coming doing stuff like, oh, hey, honey, how you doing? Give them a kiss on the forehead, or, oh, I do this for you. And it's like, damn, like I come home like, nigga, where my dad at? Hold on. Or like something where it's like, damn, like, man, we got to come home like, this motherfucker smoking crack right here. Like this dude, everybody outside just chilling. Like then you hear gunshots, and it's like you're like, damn, like you don't be mad at the environment, but you be like, it would be a lot easier to do your homework when you're in a low stress environment, or it'd be a lot easier to go be a athlete or do whatever you want to do, or play trombone or whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? When you have those people that can be there with you all the time. And then I'm pretty sure like my mom, your mom's probably, she had to work. So she might not have been there all the time, or she had to go secure everything for us or for you. So it's like then, like a lot of times I'm going home by myself, and I loved it. I love the freedom, but it's like, think if you'd have had that person that was on you every day, like, hey, make sure you do your homework. And my mom was until, feel me, at a certain age. But it's like when we like 12, 13, we became men. You know what I mean? So it's like, you think if you had that person that's like every day, like, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that. Make sure you play the piano. You got to practice today. And it's like, even if you didn't want to do it, it'll build that discipline in you. So, it's just different type of enjoyment. We had that freedom young, so we able to learn skills that I still use today. Feel me? Survival skills for sure. You know what I mean? I didn't got out of a couple situations. I'm happy I'm here. But then those skills that, feel me, in these affluent neighborhoods, learning how to go into a room where there's no black people in, learning how to talk, not only to the point where you can sound astute and sophisticated, and but not be diminished or let somebody talk to you in a condescending manner. So this shit was dope. I mean, it was for sure hard. I mean, a lot of times it'd be like, damn, like, why am I here? Why am I doing this? And it's like, but it's like you learn emotional regulation. You know what I mean? So
and I always talk, because bro, I tell anybody, bro, when I was in school, it's like, bro, growing up in the hood really did like frame who I really was. So it's like it really was a helpful thing. And now, like, I got kids, I got 2 sons. It'd be tough now. I'd be kind of like, don't really know, because they gonna get to see one half of the life. Like, I mean, now
Sure.
we got a house and stuff, so like they not gonna grow up the same way we did. But I
Hmm.
thought it was some benefits in growing up like that. You know what I'm saying? Being
Sure.
outside, bro, somebody push up on you, what you gonna do, bro? You gonna have to get down. So it's like
Exactly.
it's like a mix of like, how do you still like I'm just figuring it out. I mean, they still hella young, but like as they get older, like how they can still be smart and do this, but still have like, don't be out here just getting punked or getting taken
Mhm.
advantage of, like how to still keep them well rounded. So that's like, what I'm saying? Still drop them off in the hood. You gonna play basketball in the hood, bro.
Exactly.
Go league. You're not
They
finna be up
gonna
here with
push.
these white boys thinking you finna be scoring 30, thinking you nice. We finna go see what you can really do.
I know.
And we gonna see them when they push up on you.
They might throw you an elbow. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
bro, you don't come over here. I ain't got nothing for you, because it's tough, bro. Because you gotta make sure your kid, especially as a young black man, you already know what it is, bro. You gotta be
Mhm.
aware at all times. You gotta be. You can't think because you got a cool little life. No, nobody care about that outside of these walls, bro.
Nah, facts. You gotta protect yours, and that's why I feel like we gotta have more affluent black neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? Especially in California. I'm pretty sure they got it in like places like Georgia and different other places. But the reality of it is, we need that. So when we all come from the same type of environment, we understand the mix of it. So like, if your kid go outside and play, and somebody else go outside and play, feel me? You could teach them like, hey, go out there, be a little rough. If
Yeah,
y'all wrestling, it's not you're not wrestling with little Johnny, little Dev not wrestling with little Johnny. So little Johnny's mom is not gonna be like, hey, your son did this. It's gonna be like, oh, they was thumping or they was getting it in. Like,
exactly.
it's gladiator training. So, it's gonna come in you pioneering a way of not only making it cool to be in a relationship, but also making it cool to be at a young age having a family. You know what I mean? And what I feel like in a black community we don't do enough is showing that we have our shit together. And that, for me, internally, my mom had a great phrase. She was like, make sure home is straight first before you go out. I
Right.
mean, a lot of times see people, no shade to nobody, you'll see people have a chain on before they got a place to live. Or
Yeah.
you see people that got a grill, but and they don't, if you take that grill off, they have missing teeth or their teeth not straight. And I don't want no shade, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So but it's like at the end of the day, man, make sure home is straight, and you showing you're an active example of that. So I mean, you keep being you, I think we'd be all right. And then like you said, drop your kids off in the hood. That's the only thing you can really do.
Yeah, bro. Got to, bro. It's not. I'm telling you, bro. I already done told Angie, it is what it is. When they get
Hmm.
open up, they want to play football. They want to play. We not finna be up here in these little weak ass leagues with these little
Nah,
ass kids. We coming. We gonna drive to the city. We gonna drive wherever we need to go. We gonna get that shit in.
and then you're gonna have a benefit because you can actually put your kids through training, so they're gonna get the fundamentals and get everything. But then they're gonna get that dog from playing around them kids that got the heart.
Yeah, 'cause they
What
need
it?
it, bro.
Yeah,
It's different, bro. You know, it's different in the hood, bro.
way
Some of the
different.
things we grew up in the hood, bro. It's better than some of the people we was playing in school, but they just like you said, they had opportunity to show it, or didn't have grades, or had other
Yeah.
shit to worry about, so they wasn't focused on sports. But that's where you got to really be at. You know what I'm saying? As far as the family shit, bro. Yeah, bro. You know me, bro. Me and Angie been together since like
Man,
9 years. Like I just,
beautiful.
you said what?
Said beautiful.
Yeah, bro. It's big for me. Like when you find that right person, bro, sit down, bro. Like
Hmm.
I don't be trying to tell people settle down and you need to find somebody. But all I'm
But
telling you
see,
is when you
you
find
didn't you didn't settle down. You settled up. You know what I mean? You got a great one. You know what I'm saying?
appreciate you
Yeah,
for
of
sure.
course. So it's like,
Exactly. When you find somebody that's like that complete you, bro, that figure everything out and y'all got everything together, bro, that ain't nothing like that shit, bro. I don't
hey,
care.
cause these streets is wicked. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
bro. I got my boys, they out here in these streets, they be telling me like, bro, I don't know how it's too much for me. I'm chilling.
It's a lot. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be clean as possible. I'm trying to deal with least headaches as possible. And you feel me? You do that by being loyal and then returning that loyalty. You know what I'm saying? So that shit dope.
And just sitting on that. But let's
Hmm.
be rolling. Appreciate you, bro. Let's talk about you getting hooked up with Big Rich. How did that come about? Like, you know what I'm saying? He got a lot of shit going. I mean, pretty much anybody doing something in entertainment right now from the city linked up with Big Rich. He got it jumping. He running shit right now. How did that come about? How did that?
Yeah, so it was pretty simple. My girl, She actually signed with him first, so she's an actress and model. And, they approached her because she had did work and she went to school for communications and basically doing like broadcast journaling. And then during that, simultaneously, she was an opera singer as well as she did plays and whatnot. So she over here in the lead of all these plays. For me, get out of college, she figuring out. She like, oh, I know I want to be an actress. So they lock in with her. They have a great relationship. So I'm talking to my team. I'm feel like I'm plateauing. I'm like, damn, bro. Like I feel like I hit a peak. Like I'm doing everything I'm doing, and I'm like, for me, I have a meeting with my team. I'm like, what can we do to go to the next level? So we had to analyze who did we want to be like. And we said we don't want to be nothing less than the best. We don't say little, everything big. Who's the biggest artist from San Francisco right now?
Yeah.
We all came with one name, 24K Golden.
Right.
How did 24K Golden get to where he at? I met him. Me and 24K Golden like 3-4 years ago. We did one of our first shows together at the Green Door.
Okay.
He was there with Paperboy. So we said Paperboy, and then we said, oh, Big Rich. And I was like, bang, bing, bing, bing. Feel me? My girl in the room chilling. So I'm like, Big Rich, all right. And feel me? I'm like, hey, babe, set up a meeting with Big Rich for me, please. And she like, I got you. Feel me? I think that day or the next day, we linked up with Big Rich. We had a quick talk. Feel me? And then I was like, all right, let's lock in. We got more time. So, I kept doing my thing and I stayed on top of what I was doing. But feel me, Big Steppin came out. Then we had an official meeting before it really popped. And then, but before this, his wife was like, "Hey, we doing this 30-day challenge." And she was like, during this 30-day challenge, you should participate. And I'm like, okay. And while we shooting the Big Steppin video, right after she said that, everybody that's doing the video, it's like, bro, you hitting that dance, it's hilarious. We got to make that pop. And then somebody hit Depp, and Deb's cousin hit him and was like, hey, whatchamacallit, you should do that dance. So it's like almost linking with Rich, having those meetings, talking to his wife. You feel me? That was one of the things that was the catalyst of getting in my head, like, oh, 30 days, I should be doing something.
Right,
And
right.
then putting it all together. So, we got a great relationship. He from Filmo. Feel me? That's where I started out at. He's a dope dude, excellent pillar in the community, rap, hip hop legend. He just got an extensive knowledge of the game. So it's like a lot of times, feel me, when he talk, I just kind of listen. I got my vision for myself, but it's like I don't come to him like I know everything. And he just be feel me, telling me a lot of stuff and looking out in a lot of great ways. So, he making everything big. You know what I mean? And that's another thing why I had to rock with him. Because it's a lot of rappers out there. You got the Lil Johns, the Lil Wayne, a lot of Lils. No shade to them, but
Yeah.
it's like he fit my ideology of big. You know what I mean? So it's like, it was a no-brainer to lock in. So it's family now.
So feel me, okay, now you locked in with Big Rich. So feel me, Big Rich been around since we was young niggas.
Man,
So we
young.
knew who Big Rich was. So but now you in the room with Big Rich. Now you in the room with E40. Now you in the room
Exactly.
with Lil Jon. These is all legends that we grew up
Legend.
listening to. Feel me, our whole lives. What is that like, bro? Like you walk in like now. This, I mean, it might be normal to you now, but
Yeah.
what is like? What was that like when you first was like, oh shit, like I'm gonna go meet E40, like.
It always hit me after the fact. Like Kobe Bryant said something in his documentary that's on Showtime, or that was on Showtime. He was like, whenever you get somewhere, most of the time, if it's a high accolade, you're not necessarily intoxicated by the feeling because you didn't work and went through all and every emotion. And while you thinking to get where you at, you had to convince yourself, not in a narcissistic way, but in a way to where you have to become almost insane to push through the pain that was there to get to that moment. So a lot of the times when you get there, you keep your composure, man. Before I dropped Big Step and before I did anything, I hired a trainer. I worked 90 days straight. You feel me? Running 3 miles every day, 3 to 5 miles every day to get right. And every time I was running Lake Mary, whatever it be, I'm envisioning what is happening now. Well, right now it's surpassed my vision, but I'm envisioning a lot of this. So if I'm envisioning it and it's happening, it's like, oh, this was already in my head. So it's like, of course, I'm appreciative. And like, but when I meet E40, I'm just, you feel me, normal. And then after when I had our moment and everything, then I found out like, oh, you E40. Oh, it's like, well, I'm leaving. So because I don't want to meet people and then be like, damn, just be a huge fan off the bat. Now you don't, it kind of, they put that layer like, oh, okay, I can't really be myself. So, it's definitely like, it's surreal to answer to for real, because it's like you really be like, damn, like you see the magnitude of people that you meet and be like, damn, this is a great person. And but then also you get to know them and it's just like, damn, you are a human being. The only difference between you and somebody else is you decided to put a lot of work and put your passion and emotion into doing this. And
Right.
it's like, you know what I mean? That's what separates people. Every day that person was doing this. You know what I mean? So that's all it be.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Hella cool.
If we and shout out to your lady, like you said, bro. She got you
Man,
up a big red. We were just talking about the power of a good woman. I'm just saying
yeah.
you got to look at the connected dots. But you feel me? Moving forward. So now, big stepping, jumping. It's all over. Every time you turn on TV, like Joe Mixon doing it, Devin Haney doing
Man.
it, my white bro Baldy doing it, bro. Everybody hitting it everywhere you go. What's next for you, bro? What where do you take this from here? Like where?
Yeah, now real quick, I just want to shout out having a good woman is dope. People don't talk about this, but majority of people you meet in the industry, athletic, entertainment, bro, most of these people are married. They be chilling at home and they got a dope ass partner. You know what I mean? My girl, she was the person who called Rich and was like, hey, E40 just like one of Stunner's pictures. And Rich was like, oh, let me go lock that in. She was the first person at one of her photo shoots to shoot the first ever Big Steppin challenge. So it's like I definitely, man, she's a part of the movement. And also like doing everything, what's next, man, it's like just keep doing this. I done knocked out, I just finished like my fourth project. So it's like dope. I got one with Gunna Goes Global, Fillmore 2 on the way. I got one with DJ Fresh. We just knocked one out. I got one with the producer Drew Banga from Oakland. He's probably one of the hottest up and coming producers. And then I got another project, Still Winning Volume 2, which is finished. One of my most diverse bodies of music. Things from me singing to me making them slaps that making stuff with that high energy that people love. So, you know, the world is my oyster right now. You know, the acting is lining up. You feel me? I got meetings that I'm about to set up. I'm about to go on a promo run next week. At the end of the day, I'm just gonna do me. You know what I mean? Because doing me got here. You know what I mean? So it's just like I damn near finna take dance lessons because everybody like dancing so much. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, you know, I just want to get out my comfort zone but still be myself, you know. Like I don't want to cut my hair off, but I might want to style it different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's all I got next. And then just keep going. I'm gonna keep big stepping because when I thought I would stop after 30 days, it made sense to do 60. When I thought I would stop at 100 days, it made sense to do 108, made sense to do 180. And now, for me, if I was to stop tomorrow, the song would still be doing well, but it's like it just really got on the NFL, and the Warriors do it now, doing
Yeah.
it now. So it's like, why would I stop now? So you know,
Mm.
definitely gonna push that big stepping, dropping music, all 2022. Look out for some acting. You know, I'm gonna definitely be supporting your podcast and what you doing, man. So it's gonna be dope.
Hey, so before you go, so listen, when it comes to the thing, so bro, so now you did some pretty big shows. You had the 24K goal, you hopped out with him.
Yeah.
Give you a better rush, bro, being on stage or the acting? Because I know, like a lot of times, bro, when you be doing a lot of different shit, people might think is what you doing the best that you like the most, but that might not always be the case. Is the music like? Is that really? Do that really give you that rush, or like what?
The music is dope for me because I feel like the music is a lot harder. Like I gotta be spending hours to do that. Like it's like not backbreaking, but it's a lot of work. You know what I mean? So when you get those moments, it's like dang, and it's so short. Like it's 3 minutes, or you only do a set for an hour, but the energy is intense. Like the first time I ever stage dived, I was like, damn, I can't believe I did that. But it was 5 seconds, but you feel like you floating. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So it's like stuff like that. Or you know, going to do that outside lands. I was only on there for like 3 minutes on the stage for like 3 minutes, but it feels like whoa. You know what I
yeah,
mean? A thrill. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's like I hate to say it, but it's like you smoking crack, you know what I mean, to a degree, but a good version of it, you know? It's like you doing a drug, you know what I
yeah,
mean? But and it's addicting, you know, you want to work it makes the work easier, you know what I mean? And it's like the first time you ever do it, it don't feel the same again, but it still feels great. So, you know, I feel like that's dope. The acting for me is more natural. Like it's more like I'm more of a character. Somebody told me one of my talents was being entertaining on cue. Like I could be dead asleep, and if you say we got to shoot a scene, I could bounce up and then just hop right into it. And then also the acting is a lot type of different attention than the music. The music is more like it's quick. It's some to a degree. It's quicker. So like the stuff is quicker. Like everybody big stepping right now, and I'm a push, and I do it every day. So because we live in like what I call air fryer generation, like it has to be high quality and it has to happen quick.
Right.
So it's like if I stop for a week, people might forget about it. So I'm gonna do it until it hits that level. So then I once it's submitted, then it's like I could stop. But a lot of times you can be one of the dopest artists this year, and then next year they forgot about you.
Right.
The things about movies is I feel like that stuff is like etched in the culture forever. So it's like you have a different like, you know, a feeling with people, you know, and it goes both ways. Cause right now it's some high school kid that's listening to Big Steppin', and he's gonna remember that for the rest of his life. He's gonna be 50 years old, like, oh, Big Steppin'. You don't know about this Big Steppin'.
Y'all playing to that bow, boy. I tell you that.
Man, hey, they playing to that bow?
They playing to that bow for sure.
Oh, y'all the champs, man. I'm gonna have to pull up.
Yeah, they got they shout out bow. They play at State on Saturday. But
Man, dope. Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be crazy if Bow win state, Sacred Heart win state, San Francisco City College win state. That's gonna be huge. I mean, you technically gonna be a double champion. Bow, Sacred Heart.
We in there.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's a dope experience. I can't really equate them because they feel so different. It's like asking, do I like stuffed chicken from Ruth Chris, or do I like this steak from Fleming's? It's like, damn, they both taste good. It's just depending on the day. So, you know, right now I'm in love with the music though. That being on that stage, being in them festival crowds, like
Crazy.
It's a different feeling. You know what I mean? Letting that energy out, that aggression. The acting is cool though. It's like it's more of a long-term thing because the projects are long. Like you might have to shoot for 6 months, but it's like when you do well, feel me? It's a lifetime.
Yeah.
You know.
Hell yeah, bro. Well, listen, bro. I appreciate getting you on. We're going to get you on one time to do the pick. See how you feel me stack up against the bros. See how you do.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
So, bro, I got to do it. I don't. You feel me? I don't. You know what I'm saying? You got to show me how to really get down, bro.
Yeah. You got to. You want to stand up and do it, or are you cool sitting down?
You feel me? I don't know. I don't. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really. You got to show me.
I'm about to teach you right now, man. Come on, let's get in the camera.
Ready? Hold on before we.
Oh yeah, you already know we gotta hit it one time.
What you doing? You gotta show me what you feel me?
You just gotta extend them arms. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Wait, he reversed it. Hey, man. Listen, man, I'm gonna practice that a little bit more. When you come back on next time, you gonna have it down, but we like this with it.
That's it, man. Simple.
Hey, shout out Kill I see she was at the game hitting it with the little side step. Oh. I got to go get that from mom. You feel me? I got to go pick that one up.
She was hitting it hard. You know what I'm saying?
So when we get back on next time, when you come on with the bro, we're gonna get that together. We come on every Wednesday. When you get a Wednesday free, holla at me, we're gonna get you on. When you come back on,
schedule me in for like 2 weeks. We're gonna be locked in.
It's good, bro. Hey, appreciate you. Shout out everything you got going, bro. Keep going, bro. You're doing it for the city. Like I always tell people, bro, any win from our city is a win for all of us, bro. So keep going. Keep doing your thing, bro. Much love.
Hey, likewise.
We out of here. Everybody like, subscribe on YouTube. Check in, comment on Twitter, whatever. Let us know. We here.
Hey, do me a favor.
Yeah.
Have a beautiful night.
All right. Yeah.